Hello and welcome back everybody to Manhattan. On this week's episode, we're enjoying the sunrise on Roosevelt Island, and what we're here to talk about today is being Carless in America. Now, I've been able to do multiple Carless contracts as a travel nurse, and when it first happened to me, it really happened because I had to, and I was forced to do the math. And what happened was my car died in Park City, Utah, coming down from a Canadian backpacking trip, and I was on my way to Bakersfield, California. And when I actually sat down and did the math in Bakersfield to buy like a brand new car versus Ubering everywhere, I found that it was actually cheaper to Uber everywhere. It was cheaper to pay somebody to drive me around than it was to buy a brand new car. And I found that I actually really enjoyed that. It is really nice being driven around by somebody else. So it increased my happiness and decreased my costs, and I was able to use all that extra money to reinvest in the stock market to make me more money. That's all coming up next.
Hello and welcome to the Everything Travel Nurse Show, a show dedicated to educate and entertain nurses who are inspired by travel nursing. I'm a world traveler and been on the road now for over 3 years. My name is Travel Nurse Gary. I believe that you can do this too, and I'm here to help you along your journey. So I want to talk with you real quick my overall cost in November for transportation. I spent $127, that's it, just for a Metro card. That got me all over New York, and that was my total expenditure. To and from work, I was actually able to get the company to cover my transportation costs to the hospital I'm at. On the way back, I had to cover that cost, but it only ended up coming to be about, $180 out of Delta. Welcome to Washington, D.C. We're at Smithsonian Station, and I'm not the first one to do this. I know that other travel nurses have done this in the past. I've just really developed my own technique, but my sister has also done it too, so I know that I'm not the only one who can do this. Everyone can do it. But why would you want to do this? Why would you want to have a Carless contract? How about to really decrease those costs and use it to pay off debt, save up money for a down payment? It is a pretty routine thing for me to talk to new nurses and that say that they have $100,000 worth of debt. This is scary. Come travel nurse for a couple years and pay off that debt. Come pay off your mortgage. Do whatever you need to pay off that credit cards. That's what this is all about. For the money, let's go back to New York. So let's talk about bikes real quick. I've actually been able to bike multiple cities throughout the US. One of the cities I was really successful in was Buffalo. And if you don't believe me that I can't go in a city like Buffalo without having any type of public transportation or having a car, well, you're wrong. Let's go to Buffalo real quick on this week's Closer Look. Now this is the part of the show where we're going to take a closer look. Every week's going to be a little bit different what we look at, depending on where my mind decides to take us. But there's different aspects of travel nursing that we just don't always think about that really do deserve a closer look. What's up, you guys, and welcome to this week's Closer Look. We're actually on the Queen City Bike Ferry. And this week, I want to talk about biking Buffalo. For 13 weeks I got to spend here. It was really enjoyable. I was able to bike the entire city. At times I did have to Uber and use Lyft in order to get around the city, but I actually found that the city is really beautiful to get around on bike. You can do it too. I believe in you. So the second piece of advice that I want to give to you is while you're out traveling, really take the time to enjoy these places. I never really thought that I would really like Buffalo, but I went in with an open mind, and I really am kind of sad to leave this place because it has really beautiful parks, and just biking the city it's a really nice place to be for the summer. So I enjoyed my time, and everywhere you go in with an open mind and say, I'm going to like this place and give it a try. Some cities you're going to find you just don't really click and get along with, but I went in with an open mind with Buffalo, and I ended up liking the city, so that's my advice for you. So what I want to talk about real quick is the actual math. When you add up the cost of insurance, and you add up the cost of gasoline, and you're always dependent on the gas prices, and you talk about like parking, especially here in New York City, like the parking is so expensive. So when you actually sit down and do the math of like adding up the cost of having a car in here or other major metropolitan areas in the Americas, you'll find that it really is cheaper to use public transportation in order to decrease your overall costs. And if you're from, like, say, the Midwest like me, you might not be used to it, but this is one of the skill sets you need to learn as a travel nurse, is using public transportation. And you're going to be able to apply that to all sorts of your life. Or like when you travel through Europe or South America or any other continent, you need to use public transportation in order to get around. And this, using it in the United States, makes it a little bit easier for you because you can learn how to do it in the US and then apply it outside of the work. And we do this all the time as travel nurse. What are we doing? We're adapting to a new situation, new state, whatever. Who cares? That's what you do as a travel nurse. Adapt and evolve. I mean, it's a travel channel. Of course I'm gonna do it.
But travel nurse Gary, I'm going to Stafford, Kansas, population 1,000, Stafford Medical Center. They don't have any public transportation at this hospital. Dislike your videos, unsubscribe.
Whoa, listen. If you're going to Stafford Medical Center in Kansas, population 1,000, listen, this video is not for you. But in the future, if you are going to a major metropolitan area, perhaps this video could be helpful for you and really help decrease the cost of your overall contract. And last but not least, if you could subscribe, we'd like to say thank you for subscribing. I really enjoy making these videos. I really need to upgrade my sound equipment, and if you subscribe, like, share with a friend, that would really help out with me being able to purchase new sound equipment. Thank you, and hope you all have a nice day.